Boys and girls, welcome back. 80's Baby Chronicle, era of creative raps and cipher and knowledge, right? Like I said, creative raps was like something that came with off the head or something that was unique or something that was different, but it was sounded good. Like I said early on, back when boxing, DJing, breaking, we had the creative rhymers, we brought out the storytelling. Right now, like I said, it was stuff like the Fat Boys for Me, All You Can Eat. They had, a rhyme. There was a story, all kind of rhymes. You get me? Versus just a bunch of gun bars, drug dealing bars. But at the same time, it was something that was different and new. And like for me, after the whole era, like before 84's Fat Boy era, and Run DMC was coming out the cut, Curtis Blow, because like the first era of those guys was like stars, But I remember cats like Ellie Bell, right? He was the first dude for me that had creative raps, like the message, you know what I'm saying? You know what time it is. Right? I say I go back. I'm a real 80's baby hip hop fanatic. And like I said, man, the message is one of the songs that, like you said, broken glass everywhere. People pissing it on because they just don't care. They can't take the smell, I can't take the noise, can't move on because I got no choice. And at that point, I remember being in the city and that whole scene, everything he was talking about was like real. Like I never get it. And then it was too real for me. Like I'm a child, so I'm hearing him explain what's going on in the streets, and I'm seeing it, but I'm too young to really decipher. But he even said it in one of his lines: "The child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God smiling at you, but he's frowning too. But only God knows what you go to." You get what I'm saying? It was those kind of lines that was like, damn, that's creative. Versus did that so socialized. Now, those raps at that point were creative to those guys, right? And that era, the OG from the 60s and 70s, they was partying it. But then, around like the Run DMC era, the Beastie Boy era, the LL era, I started to really fall in love with the creative rhymers like Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Gucci Rap, the whole chillin' awesome, you know what I'm saying? Master H, Craig G, MC Sheen, Roxanne Sanchez, Biz Mark. These are raps that are like, okay, he's talking about something. Look, right? I said, 845, 86, it was Rakim. Then you had Public Enemy, right? And Public Enemy, their whole thing was they trying to bring that whole black power thing to the rap game. And, everybody had their own lane. Don't say it was creative raps, cipher knowledge. It was, man, PE for me there. Maybe you say, yo, these dudes dope, man. Like, I wonder what, they talking about. See, I didn't really understand what they were saying. That's when the cipher knowledge came in. Because we was listening to rap, not having an idea what it was, man. They started getting deep in it, right? I remember, like I said, 86, 87, 88, 89, we'll just go everywhere with it, but I'm going to still be making a point. Like I said, the era of creative raps and cipher knowledge, right? So boom. He came with that style. Welcome to the Cherotone. Don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, those songs was crazy because, you know, I'm a youngin'. And I'm hearing and like my parents and they were jamming on that shit. And I'm like, man, that shit dope, right? And not knowing, you know, who they were or what the song was about. I just remember the vibe. So boom. Fast forward, say about 87. For me, it was all about L. You know what I'm saying? Creative rhyming. When L came with, you know, radio, rock the bells. That was more like, you know, him spitting bars. But when he came with I Need Love, right? You know, I'm 5, 6 years old, and I'm just remember listening to it and like feeling like I need love, not even knowing what love was, you know. And everybody ran away. We were staying up the night. Everybody had that one cassette, that LL I'm Bad, right? And it used to be this girl up the street named Shantae. Shout out Shantae. She said house speakers in the house, and she would crank on that LL I Need Love, and the whole hood be outside. Like I said, the culture was free back then. We got our hip hop from like radio, and I remember as a youngin', they would put the radio on top of the block when I was there, and they had this handage on rocking all day. And I said the creative rhymes was something deep, you know, like it had heavy D's, man. And he had the boogie boy, fly girls, you know what I'm saying? Cool see catching over rud. Girls that got on lock, you know what I'm saying? Salt, pepper, push it, shrimp, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, motherfucking Kid and Play. You had Dana Dane. You feel me? You had Stetson Sonic. You had, man. I remember Cool Keith and Dolo. They were Papa Lord, you know what I'm saying? I remember, like, rest in peace, Dave, True Boy from the classic group, De La Soul, right? Prowls on lawn. Me, myself, and I. Say No Go, right? And like I said, creative rappers. Everybody was different. Everybody was on their own thing. It was on, like, you know, everybody trying to be the same, right? Then, like I said, right? You had cats like Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, right? Dougie Fresh was the master beatboxer. Slick Rick, storyteller. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget having Light Eye on the radio series, like, for the first time, you know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to it. At this point, I'm thinking Buffy was the dude when it comes to beatboxing. But Slick Rick was, like, you know, going on for it. And he beatboxed the whole song, right? I'm like, damn, this shit dope. So we try to emulate this shit out there on the block, you know, trying to beatbox. But right, you could do Buffy a little bit. But Slick Rick, like, he was different. Like, Slick Rick was like a whole nother machine with it. And then you had my nigga, rest in peace, the diabolical Bismarck. See, Biz, his shit like, right? But it was creative rhyming, you know? And then, around like, I say like 88, 89, when the God Star Cypher announced, you had dudes like Redhead Kingpin, King's Son. You had early in the game, like, man, Poor Writers Teachers. You had Lakim Shabazz, you understand me? You had early Latifah. You had the Jungle Brothers. Early Child Called Quest. Moni Love, Queen Latifah, feel me? Then right, this is the rap that we playing on the radio, we seeing the videos too, we listen to, right? They was creative, they was doing their own thing. And then it was cats like Rock, right? And I never forget, they said, all praise due to Allah, have a blessing. And I'm like, word, that shit dope. Shit, man. We ain't finished. Same time, right? Same time, right? When he was talking that, he was like, yo, I kind of felt, because, you know, like, me being a kid, Philly, being around with Muslims, I was like, yo, he probably like one of the cats ran away, you know? And, I don't even know, like, you know, the whole dynamic of religion at this time, music or whatever thing, but I just remember how that beat was just slapping. But anyway, like I said, the creative raps from those times, they shaped the culture. They made people take their life and put it into rhyme form. You know, like I said, it was the LL Love, it was the children's stories, it was the Sally Stetsasonics, it was the Day-to-Day Nightmares, it was the Salt and Pepper Tramps, it was the My Philosophies, it was the Sequence, it was the Body of Soul. You know what I'm about? You feel me? Like Def Jeffs and Tone Lokes and Young MCs, and you know what I'm saying, and Sir Mix-a-Lots, probably on Broadways, and you had, like, man, I'm just saying, yo, so many creative artists from that day in time, man. Then we had, like I said, guys, like, I'll go back on y'all. YC, you know what I'm saying? Who's the man with the master plan? Feel me? Like when cipher and knowledge was the thing. Feel me? When the gods came through when they build. You know what I'm saying? And for me, one of the groups that I listened to, and I was like, yo, I gotta read, I gotta study. They had me on my lessons before I even knew what my lesson was, but it was them and this song, to me, it made it feel like, yo, this rap shit is cipher knowledge from rap, and I learned how to be creative through rap. I apply all that to my own homework and school and all that type of stuff. Right? But it was these groups that made me say, yo, rap is something that it ain't no flu, it ain't no, you know what I'm saying, it ain't no pop. This is the real deal. How to eat right, how to style right, and gave me knowledge self. And this was before when New York City was in pocket, right? See, you know, we all know Brooklyn from Kane, and KRS-One from the Bronx, and you know, you had Shannon from Queens, and then you had a growing up, Sam coming out of a place called Long Island, man. And they was running shit, man. It's like the 88 era. I said the Day Lives, the EPMDs. You had the Rock Killers. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, you know, in New York. I didn't know about the bros, but I just knew that it was different. See, for me, as a Somewhat fan, you know, my first rappers I love come from, you know, the city of New York, city of Philadelphia, shit like that, city of California. But this group right here, they was from New York, but they weren't from New York. Feel me? They was from Alps. But they was bringing it, yo. Like I said, they was ciphering knowledge, and they was creative with their raps. One of my favorite groups, one of these songs that changed me and made me get wiser, was this right here.
Peace to the God, peace alone. Hey yo, they go that brother Grand Poobah. Heard that brother got knowledge. Yo, Drew and Jenny, mama. Yo, let's have that brother come over and add on to the site.
Helper to another God. Islam as I proceed to civilize the uncivilized. Speaking on it, guys. Good morning, back. Speaking on it, guys. Black man is a dog spelled backwards. The maker, the owner, the dream of the planet Earth, father civilization, God of the universe. Hold up now. At this point, when I heard him say that, I'm like, holy moly, what the fuck is he talking about, right? This dude was dropping so many jewels. At that point, my small mind couldn't contain all that knowledge. Feel me? But I was on a quest for that day before hearing that. I'm like, yo, what is Hachi? You know what I'm saying? The pilgrimage to Mecca. You know what I'm saying? The attribute. You know what I'm saying? The divine attributes God, every God has. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn these things, and it made me cipher knowledge, because once I started hearing it, I started remembering when the guns would be out, right? You know what I'm saying? The most about like my childhood in Philly. So when I got older, you know, I had moved down south. I remember my sister talking to some nigga who was in prison. He wrote her a letter, and he was like, yo, my queen, you know what I'm saying, her, I said, you know, this is like I'm young then. Like, I'm gonna give you the 1 through 10. Now, you just understand that cultural freedom, power refinement, quality God, build, destroy, born, cipher. And he had these words on the paper, so I'm saying, what is these words? So it made me break down everything. That's what I'm saying. It was that song that made me strive for knowledge itself. It made me start breaking down everything. Right? It was those creative raps and ciphering knowledge that made me part of how I am, right? Because all the things about me. A kid from the 80's, chronicling my life. The things that I seen, things I remember I heard, you know what I'm saying, some events, classic events, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just touching on it as far as the culture goes. And like I said, those creative rhymes, that knowledge made way for the cats like Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying, and other guys that was here, you know, the guys was here heavy. Paul Noriega, the Tragic Gaddafi, the dead presidents, the ex-clans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that knowledge itself would have made it. Like I said, when they was creating rounds back then, they was creating one bunch of I'll shoot you, and a Mighty Mouse. It was real life still stuff that you took with you and you built on. You know what I'm saying? You added on to the cipher. See, a lot of people don't understand, man. See, we came so far in the culture, and came so far from the culture, that ain't no more creative rap, ain't no more cipher knowledge. And I hate to be a head as one, you know, bitter old head saying, back in my day, right? Nah. I'm just a student of the culture. I'm a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a consumer of this $1 billion industry called hip hop. And it was times when I would grab music for the aspect of learning and finding something out new than to be just, you know, listening to a bunch of. There was a point in rap when it was. I said credit. We're gonna talk about the Kid in Place, the Rico Suave, you know. Well, rap was just like kind of dancing, the Vanilla Ice, and they were just having fun, you know. It was creative, but it wasn't no knowledge to be ciphered out. It was music, right? Music, right? But when rap made it, you know, its way towards the West, with their creativity, they gave you a part of life. It was real, you know. The 8 Ball, selling rocks, you know what I'm saying, Uzis and strawberries and dope, man, and, you know, that was the knowledge we came from the West Coast, you know, taking 8 Ball, you see what I'm saying, meaning, like, you know, before it's all English shit. I said, this was the era when it was creative, man. These dudes didn't, like nobody else, but you know what I said, this culture was new at that point. So these guys were bringing you music with action, man, something to learn from. Now, but they giving you the wrong knowledge, man. Like, not saying it's the wrong knowledge, but as a grown man now, I can listen to these new rappers say, what in the what? And I'm a grandfather now, but I'm a father. Get 10 years back to back. And I said, turn that shit the fuck off. And it's hip hop. That's why I knew I became older, because I feel like my mother at that point telling my child, turn off that shit. Because say 10 years ago on the rap game, music, and those guys' music, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're not being funny. Shout out to Freddie Wall and shout out to Chiefs. Because they got their bread doing their thing. But I listen to Love Hole Shop, and I said, damn, what the, right? And I'm not being funny. What the fuck are you talking about? But my kids love this shit. And Faywell, oh God, I'm laying down in bed one day, I got work, I'm trying to get some rest, I got work in the next couple hours, and my daughter playing this one song, back to back loud. So he wants to come my way, got to I said, what the? I woke out of my sleep and said, turn that damn shit down. Dude said like he was retarding me, but he was winning. He had just killed a trap queen, and he was coming with, let's go for one more time, and that's the only one. Houston, we have a problem. I mean, rap as we know him, know it at that point and become not as creative and not as knowledgeable as it once was. I said, I'm gonna take it from the 80s to the 90s, I'm gonna bring it all the way down. I said, those times in the 80s when rap gave you something to listen to and gave you something positive, it was something that you enjoyed. See, like I said, this is the era when, see, y'all can click online now and go on YouTube and pull up all these songs. I'm from an era when it was hard to even get rap music. You had to get somebody to buy you an album if you was a kid. You know, you couldn't go to the store to buy certain songs. Like, y'all can't now just go online. You had to get it. You had to buy the music. And then if you couldn't get it, you had to dub the copies, right? Who was dubbing tapes? You know what I'm saying? My man, cause, ooh, let me get a dub of that joint. And we would listen to that joint all day long. You understand me? Like nowadays with this microwave rap, the creative rap is stuck. I'm talking about you listen to an album 5-6 months. You understand me? Like early on, man, I said when it was bringing it real, I'll never forget. Early on, coming through getting those albums. You know what I'm saying? And listen to the first Brand Nubian album, All for One, One for All. And the creative thing about rap was, it was how, what you said, it ain't what you said, it's how you say it, right? Because we looked up as rappers, as rap fans and rappers, everybody, they watch the video box, you on TV Raps, Rap City, or whatever town you was in, little state, they might have like a little local station they might play some rap songs on. But the whole industry at one point looked up to one thing in the Bible, a rap, and it was called The Source. Yes, The Source magazine was the Bible of hip hop. You understand me? Where it honed all the creative rap and ciphered knowledge at the same time. I mean, The Source came out early 90s, and I remember when I first seen it, it was like a little pamphlet, a little newsletter. I'm like, so what is this? Because back then we weren't really trying to read. We was reading, but we got magazines for the pictures. See, we'd rather pick up a Word Up magazine than pick up a Source. But see, the Source had all the good artists of the month. I mean, verse of the quotable of the month and fat tape of the month, and like I said, it was those rounds that I started wanting to do my own creative thing with rap. You know, just a fan. And boom. Like those days, they went to The Source. We had got 4 or 5 mics. He was out of there. You know what I'm saying? And Brand Nubian was one of the first groups to get 5 mics. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, 5 mics. Tribe Called Quest, 5 mics. Right? That shit mattered then. Fuck the streams, fuck the likes, fuck the views. If you got 4, 5 mics, alright, 3.5 mics was considered a dope tape. But if you got 4 mics, you had some heat. You had 4.5 mics, you had some heat. But you got 5 mics, that was the good platinum. And like I said, those creative raps, they come from that era, makes you want to say, yo, I'm gonna pick me something just as dope as those guys. But see, it made the other generation go harder because, like I said, it was the Kanes, the Rakims, and the KRS's that was putting it down lyrically heavy. They brought in those guys, you know, like early on. Some of the names I named, you know, like the West Coast was coming hard with MC Brennan and DOC and them. You understand me? And then you had, you know, chicks that was coming out of that era too. Shout out to all the women from that era that was doing anything. The JJ Fades, the motherfucking Salt and Pepper, like I said. Man, it was so crazy at this point. You had women. I remember like Harmony. I remember like Miss Melody. I remember like, oh man, early Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? I remember early Kim. Man, yeah, motherfucker. Like, oh man, like I said, back then the women like Mike was killing it. You understand? Yeah, motherfucker. Like I said, man, nigga beat that little girl. I remember Choke T. You understand? You know what I'm saying? MC Trouble, Choke T Roy, rest in peace, Trouble T Roy. And rest in peace, MC Trouble. Right? I remember chicks like Tam Tam. You feel it? Do it, Tam Tam, do it. See, look, and you know, man. I'm like, my hip hop history is extensive, man. Like, anyway, like I said, you had groups early on that were just everybody was just throwing out shit and see who was gonna stick. You had Smooth MC. You know that you been playing. Get out my face. They got to be real. Like Yo-Yo. Oh my God, shout out to Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo was busting bitches ass back in the day, early on. My name is Yo-Yo. I'm not you can't play my Yo-Yo? Man, listen. She was killing. And then, right, you had motherfucker, like I said, early coming out the bag. Balls. Remember Balls? Deep. Feel me? I remember like Conscious Daughters coming out of Oakland. Feel me? Sugar T. You know what I'm saying? I remember like these creative rhymes like these women had. You know what I'm saying? They was doing their thing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like Sugar T and all that. Sprinkle we bang, right? Then you had like the 5-footers. This is the ring. Everybody get down the A. Like, man, like I said, when rap was creative, man, when everybody stood out amongst each other. Now, you had all these great artists, East to West Coast. Even on the West Coast, I said, you had, besides the LA cats, you know, you had niggas like Spice One. You feel me? Sally Sale, Mac Mole, Richie Rich. You understand me? Man, come on now, like Drew Down, you feel me? Rapping Forte. You dig? You know, can't be on the OGs though, Too Short. You can't forget about motherfucking Be Legit, D-Shot, E40, you understand me? You can't forget about my boy, Paperboy, what's his name? Not this, shout out to Paperboy. I done did it, you want to. No disrespect, you know, I remember. But you know, see, it was like, you could come with it, if you couldn't stand, you tried that one single, if you couldn't stand, it was over for you. You had dudes like Skilo, right? Remember Skilo? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a ball. Now the thing with him, he was creative, right? Like I said, back then rap wasn't about what you said, how you said things, man. You feel me? You had a mod back in the days. Back in the days when I was young, I can't anymore. But some days I said, well, again. You feel me? Like, man, you had early R.A.C.K. You had Saphir, you had Paris, you had Cam, you had EA Ski, you had like, man, dog, the Rascal, shout out to Rascal. Rest in peace, my boy, Gonzo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know, you know, the Rascal was a group. Ice Cube and the boys that put out between him and DJ Cool. You understand me? Like, you had Caution. Choke Chop. You understand me? You had freaking, what's my boy name? Trey D. Feel me? You had the Lynch Mob. You understand me? Like, man, creative rhymers, right? Like I said, man, you had hieroglyphics. My man Cash was, you had Freestyle Fellowship. You know what I'm saying? You had, what's my boy name? I remember cats like C.Bo. Yeah, feel me? I remember the big lurch dude that ate the lady long and all that. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, see the thing about with hip hop back then, creativity was all over the map. It wasn't just See, if you came from a different region that weren't from New York, you had to really bring it. You understand? Like I said, I'll never forget the early days of when the Memphis dudes were coming out, like, to tear the club up. You know what I mean? Like early 90s 3 6 Mafia. Feel me? And like I said, early MJG, 8-Ball, creative rhyming, cipher analysis. See, the creative raps from them made you curious about where they came from. So you had to have some kind of knowledge of how they get down, where they places it. So you had to learn about the places, right? Like I never forget when Ghetto Boys came with my playing Chicks around, right? Down, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill, and Willie D. They came out with, right? And like how Scarface said, oh, feel me, the creative rhymes and cipher knowledge. At night I can't sleep, I toss and turn, candlesticks in the dark, the vision of the body being burned. Full walls just staring at a nigga. A bird noise slipping with my finger on the trigger. My mama always stressing I ain't living right. But I ain't going out without a fight. But, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I said, oh, what you said, like, you said shit back then, man. Like I said, being creative. It's like how Willie D came in. I make big money. I drive big cars. Everybody knows me. Like I'm a movie star. Last night, something ain't right. You don't get tell, but I know niggas dead like. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, they deliver the buys the bell out quick. Like, you had to know the fuck these niggas was talking about, man. So, you had to sit there with your ear to the motherfucking speaker, man. You had to have your headphones on. And you had to really listen to what these guys were saying, man. Through these cassettes, with all that hissing sound, you had to really decipher that music. You understand? Like early in the day, like I said, I'm going from 88 to 89. I'm gonna take it to the 90s. Creative round. I said I remember like 2 Live Crew early on. 1 and 1. We having some fun in a bedroom all day and all the night, right? And we like kids. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Imagine being like 8, 9, 10 years old listening to shit like that, you know? Hey, you don't even know what sex is, but you saying, hey, we want some pussy. But, you know, I didn't know what sex was, but, you know, like I said, it was being creative, man. You had cats like the Poison Clan. I remember the Poison Clan. I remember early Trick Daddy on Scar. I remember Home Team. Pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up. I remember Whoop, there it is, tag team. You feel me? And the other Whoop, there it is, 6 9 boys. Oh, baby, baby, now. Whoop, there it is. Oh, come on now. And then I remember the creative rhymes in the 90s when the kids started cipher analogy and started doing their thing. You know, the early on days of the ABCs, Aisha, the crisscross jumps. It's a shame. Mr. Bus, the youngsters, Pastor Mike, the Cruise Pop, the motherfucking illegals. I get busy, man. You know what I'm saying? Shaheen the Rugged Child, on, and 8+, Last Key Childs, and when the youngest, the era, right, the 80's babies were starting to do their thing, right? Because in the 80's, it was all the 60s and 70s cats. There weren't no 80's babies in the 80's rapping. So in the 90's, entered the youngest, who were either in the late 70s or early 80s, right? Who had bars. You know what I'm saying? And they was creative. Even like with Crisscross and ABC, right? They might have had the most bars, but how they did their thing, how they delivered it, it made you love them because it was kids involved in the culture. You know what I'm saying? And it was being creative. Because back then, everybody, when I went to school, as a youngin', niggas was wearing their clothes backwards. Niggas was putting their pants on inside out. Whatever the hip-hop culture was doing, we was doing. That's how we was ciphering knowledge. So we had to listen to the hip-hop to understand what these guys were talking about. See, I just happened to be born up north, moved to the south, so I got a good grasp on all parts of the culture. And then at the same time, fell in love with West Coast rap early on. I said, you know, the King T's, the alcoholics, the early exhibits. Like I said, man, the Cocaines, the Sugar Frees, the Butch Cassidys, the Nate Dogg's, like the guys that was bringing that heat back in the day from being creative. Like Nate Dogg, rest in peace. Like when you heard Nate Dogg hook, it was on. You understand? Butch Cassidy was on. But then there was one cat I gotta give him his props. From the early '90s, one of the most creative, talented dudes I remember laying my eyes on. I first seen him in the background playing, you know, but then when he did his own thing, how he was, like his Sagwa feel was just, you know what I'm saying? He just had it, you know? You could just tell. Let's say Qual just oozed out his man. And other kids was watching the movie. How he had a bop, how he was dressing with the 40 below Timbs on and the fucking UNLV Rebels jersey on and the Timberland jacket, and he was just like, yo, he reminded me like my big cousin, the big homie ran away, Mr. Tupac Shakur, man. I can't front. You know, I'm an East Coast dude, and you know, Biggie my nigga, life. But before him and Biggie even had a beef, when Tupac was large, it was on 91, with my homies called Trap. You understand me? Like, I was listening to that Tupac, you understand me? The joint he had with Stretch and Ice Cube on it. See, listen, I was listening to Tupac when he wasn't cool to listen to. Yeah. At one point, niggas looked at Tupac as like corny, not being funny, because niggas looked at my homies Cole and Brenda's had a baby and keep your head up. It's like that positive rap, right? That's what I'm telling you. The creative rhyme cipher knowledge, because see, rap just came out of that whole heal yourself, self-destruction, we're on the same game type thing, right? Where it was all unity and peace and love. But in the late 80s, as in the 88, 89, 90, when it changed, because it went from being about peace and unity and black power and pride to about killing, you know? Because Ice Cube and them, NWA, they had a whole gangster side of rap, right? Ice-T and them, right? You know what I'm saying? I remember High Roller. I remember I'm Your Pusher. You understand me? Like, Ice-T was getting busy. Like I said, Ice Cube was getting busy. Eazy-E was getting busy. MC Grim was getting busy. Dre was getting busy. Shout out to Yellow, right? And then, when the culture shifted a little bit down south to the Texas guys, you know what I'm saying? They was keeping it creative. It was like, Bushwick had a whole album acting like he was a serial killer, like Chucky the Dog. Scarface went Dolo, Willie D went Dolo. Then they brought in Big Mike, you understand me? Then I remember early on, Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who he was, but I remember, got the pollen, chasing time. Just another young nigga having things. You need. See, look, like I said, man, hip hop was all about being creative, man, being different. See, I used to sit there and love to listen to dudes from the South and from the West. Being East Coast niggas, so I come out talking that West Coast shit on that nigga. Like, what are you talking about? What up, fool? Little Mark-ass Buster? Shit like that, right? Because the West Coast had a vibe that it was creative and they was ciphering their knowledge, right? They said, Ice Cube said, I mean, well, Ice Cube didn't say it because Easy said it, but Ice Cube wrote it. They said, around the store for a bag full of zigzags. Like, what the fuck is a zigzag? I know he was talking about roller papers. Feel me? It like hit the 8 ball, right? You know what I'm saying? It was shit like that. I thought 8 ball was a jacket or 3.5. You know what I'm saying? You know about 8-track with other. So at the same time, OGs would get me on like, nah, he mean this, he mean that. So okay, so I said I had to sit there and listen to his knowledge and, you know, cipher it, you know. And Then, right, like I remember Easy who came to see Easy, right? It wasn't even a rap song, he was just talking and shit. But he was the biggest nigga, man. And like I said, these early 90s rappers from the different areas made rap creative, man. And this same sense of the New York style rap, bringing the creativity out of the artists. Then you had cats like down the line, you know, they were doing their thing. I can't say, you know, I was fucking with it, but it was creative. You had your PM Dawns, you feel me? It was creative, you know what I'm saying? You had niggas like the Grade Diggers. They was creative, you understand me? You had motherfucking Question Mark Asylum. Man, look them up. You had Ziggy breaking into the Doughboy. You had QB style. You can't get enough of that QB style. I'm gonna give y'all that. That's that home shit. Y'all don't know nothing about that. I remember listening to Busy Beat Suicide. You understand me? Like that. See, I come from the era, like I said, you had to sneak and listen to her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were literally like, this is how it really was back then, y'all. If you was there. Like, niggas are breaking your house and your car, nigga, and steal your radios and your cassettes and your CDs, whatever. And be like, oh shit, he got that, what you call him? Let's get it. Like, man, you would find hip hop back in the day. I literally found the album, Kid Play album, on the sidewalk in the project, not knowing it was that. Me, always white, all the white, y'all remember the vibe, C.R.A.C.K, this 88 89. We walking in, these on, shout out to BAP, these on Posse, River Court Posse, I know the vibe. And we were walking to the store and there was a tape on the ground. And we picked it up and we kept saying, well, what if it's Kid Play? And it was like, oh no, and we rolled on, we walked home. And we put that tape in and showed damn love, it was Kid and Play album. Too hype. Oh my God, yo, y'all just don't understand this time period. That was like the biggest shit. Like I said, the Hammers. Man, Hammer, Kid and Play, I said early, man. They was killing it, you know what I'm saying? When Dance Steps was in, like I said, this is the element, man. I'm bringing it all here, creative raps and cypher knowledge. The elements was, you had two dancers. Every crew had two dancers. Because in the day you had cats like Scoop and Scrap. Shout out to Scoop and Scrap. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy Kane. Then you had other dudes that was dancing and that was making it look good. You know, shout out to Steel, rest in peace. You understand me? I mean, like I said, yo, when you had two artists that was dancing, you know you had your banger. But man, I just want to say this. Don't get my phone here. I'm doing my live, y'all. But I just want to bring y'all this early edition in the day of 80's Chronicles, Cypher and Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Creative rhymes and Cypher Knowledge. So I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna tighten up my little thing and all that. Let y'all see, you know, just getting y'all a little rough draft. We still talking that talk. Like I said, this is about the culture, man. This is the 80's babies chronicle. Like, my whole life has been dedicated to the music that we like to call hip hop. They want to let me listen to it. My auntie was like, you can't listen to that as rock and roll. We ain't listening to rock and roll, auntie. We listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, those creative rhymes from that era made me laugh and smile, bring good memories, you know? I said I remember hearing those songs for the first time and recording those videos off TV and recording those songs off the radio, man, and just playing back over and over and then listen to them, like, you know what I'm saying, they come to school the next day and be like, yo, you spin that shit, like, what song is that, what song is that? Then everybody gotta figure out what you're singing, so then they trying to cipher knowledge because of the creative raps, you know what I'm saying? This is that era. And like I said, baby, I'm bringing it full circle. Y'all gotta understand, man, hip hop is something that we created, y'all. And we, from the fans to the artists, it's the culture of people who are young, who are innovative, who are creative, and somebody that can take words and make it into a whole story. You know what I mean? Like I said, the thing back to those days when Slick Rick showed the stories at Young Worlds to the point, like I said, in the 90s when you had all these rappers coming out the gate, right? Like I said, the West, the South, Midwest, early on, you know. Let's see, the 90s was one of those eras where everything just went crazy. You know what I mean? It went creative, but it went crazy. It allowed anybody to just rap, not be funny. You had cats, no disrespect, you had niggas like Cuckoo Cow, right? No disrespect to Cuckoo Cow. But in my projects, they were throwing jams out there like that, and you looking like, it's alright, but is they gonna last? I mean, those are creative, but what they cipher knowledge. And then you had cats like Cat One, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Cat One. I fuck with you. I remember you was fucking with 2 Chainz, y'all was doing y'all thing, but I remember like the early on groups, man, that was doing their things, man. They do Eat Up out of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, this is freestyle rap too. Creative, right? And like I said, freestyle rap, battle rap, all that. And we had to be creative to be a battle rappers. Like the battle rappers early on back in the day, early, you know what I'm saying? You know, you had the DMX's and your Jay-Z battles and shit like that in the 90s, and then in the early millennium you had like the early smacks and shit, you know what I'm saying? When niggas was getting busy, man. And shout out to the Philly DVDs back then, you know what I'm saying? Headshots, you over the streets and shit like that. I remember watching this shit from the bootlegger back in the day. Seeing niggas get busy, seeing Quilly, them boy get busy, Jihad, them boy get busy, Reed get busy, Beat get busy, seeing Blue NAs get busy, you know what I'm saying? Seeing Ray-Ban get busy, seeing E-Ness get busy, seeing Tech 9 get busy, seeing dudes like Spinach get busy, seeing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember watching those DVDs and saying, yo, these niggas creative, like, they even come with them kind of bars how they was coming with, right? But at the end of the day, cipher and knowledge was kind of getting away because they went from, like, you know, being ciphers, you know, catches being ciphers, to the point that niggas started going at each other's heads. See, rap got more competitive as it went along. You know what I'm saying? Because creativity was something that separated everybody from everybody. Now, it got to a point when dudes were saying, yo, he stole my shit, he got my style. And like one of the things with Tupac, right? Not to get away from Tupac, like I said, he was one of the boys that was running shit, but once he got on some, not to be funny, because even like I remember he was with the West Coast from the gate, right? But I could tell he had that East Coast, not knowing that, but I could tell he had that East Coast sentiment, not knowing he was from New York. But then when he went to the West Coast and he started trying to become the West Coast, not saying that he won't West Side, because I know California still ride for that man. I knew and y'all knew that Tupac was a New York nigga. So all you niggas running around to us on West Side, Tupac and all that, Tupac is from New York. He's from New York City, people. So if y'all saying that he was the West Coast king, the nigga from New York, just like one of the best lyricists to come out of California ever, Corrupt, is from Philadelphia. So to be honest with y'all, the East Coast gave all y'all niggas y'all sound. The creative raps and serving knowledge come from New York. And that's just facts. You understand me? I'm a Philadelphia born, you know what I'm saying, dude. And I said, I know for a fact that it was the New York cats that were the ones that was rapping, like they was killing it. We just emulated what they did. And we seen what they did, we took it and added our own stamp to it. You see, back in the day, like I said, once they went to the West Coast, they did their thing. Once they got to the South, they did their thing. You feel me? Midwest and all that. It's when they got to the, hey, rap started getting kind of crazy. Now, don't get me fucked up, y'all. I love the music. I love food. You know, they got them traffic crazy, but it was cast. I said, after the 90s, after the Wu-Tangs, the Biggies, the Nas, the DMXs, Ja Rules and you know what I mean, the Trick Daddy Dollars, and after these other cats that was out, man, it was dudes like, I want to talk crazy about fuck with you, dude. And I ain't gonna disrespect nobody. Like I said, this ain't about disrespecting nobody, nothing, but it was a point when guys came in the game like Soulja Boy, where you could still be creative. He was creative, let's not get it. But the knowledge he was ciphering around, like, you know, the shit he was saying, like, I'm rocking on your bitch, yeah, and I'm rocking on your bitch. Now, it was creative, right? Like I said, on no jewels in it. When I say ciphering knowledge, I mean music that had jewels in it, that you learned something from, that you can relate to, regardless of what it was from. Your struggle was all real through the whole city. See, a lot of y'all don't relate to the struggle. A lot of y'all ain't been through the struggle. You understand me? Like, the thing is, if you can relate to something because you've been through it, right? I can't relate to fucking happily. I'm being real. I can't relate to a type. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. I can relate to what's the boy name? Frost MC, La Raza, before I can relate to one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because even though he was speaking Spanish, you could tell like he was killing his lingo, the beat, you know what I'm saying? This is for La Raza. And this back in the day, right? 2 Shades of Brown, Funk Dubious, Cypress Hill, you get what I'm saying? Like, creative. They didn't sound like nobody else. Even if it was Latinos, they was all doing their own thing. Cypress Hill, shout out to Cypress Hill. They was like one of the illest groups. Them dudes was getting busy. Well, like I said, man, this is about the culture, y'all. I said this is about creative rhyming, man. When dudes put time in, right? Then you had cats, you know, they freestyle, they don't write nothing, they don't free. And I mean, it got away from what rap would sound like to me. You understand me? But end of the day, know this, right? The hip-hop culture, it shouldn't be diluted and watered down and made one thing. It shouldn't be no alternative rap. It shouldn't be no, it's all in one genre, man. Straight like that, yo. You just got different territories, different people. You know what I'm saying? And they story of what they saying is a different story. But it's creative, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, when we get to the creativity and ciphering knowledge, we really can have a better understanding of how we moving out here, the youth moving out here. Because at the end of the day, they ain't doing nothing but emulating everything we did. We emulate everything the one before us. So at the same time, as a grown man, you know, let's bring creativity back and ciphering knowledge back to what we like to call hip-hop. I mean, if you got gun bars, alright, cool. If you got drug bars, cool. But don't let everything be about that. You know, give these people something they can grow on, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to UMCs. Really? Like, shout out to Third Base. You feel me? Like I said, man, I'm from the culture, man. I'm gonna keep coming with it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a grown man and shit, you know, I'm gonna tighten up my belt, straighten my tie. I ain't got no tie on, but I'm gonna fix my tie on, y'all, you know what I mean? Because I got a story to tell. And it's all real, and it's my opinion as well. But like I said, I'm just getting started. Like I said, man, let's keep it creative, man. Shout out to all these MCs from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s. I'm talking about independent majors. I'm talking about East, West, North, South, all over the map, man. Shit, Canada, Korea, Germany, Austria. I mean, Hawaii, wherever you from on this planet. You know what I'm saying? You holding that hip-hop flag up, let's keep it hip-hop. You know what I mean? I see the dope African artists out here doing drill. I hear the dope artists from different countries. You know what I'm saying? But let's not get away from being creative, ciphering knowledge. Alright?